Hey everyone, it's November 3rd, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share with Russian serial killer Darya Saltykova, who murdered 139 victims in the 1700s. And that is a drawing of her right up there, because they didn't have cameras back then. Born as Darya Ivanova in 1730 in Moscow, she was married off at a young age to a member of the Saltykov family, though she was a widow by the age of 26. Her husband's death left her a substantial fortune, with a giant estate and hundreds of serfs who toiled away in indentured servitude. While her husband was alive, she was an unremarkable figure, but once she was widowed, she became one of the most vicious killers in history. Shortly after the death of her husband, she met a young man who became her lover. She soon learned that he had an ongoing affair with a young girl and had secretly married her, enraging Saltykova. She attempted to kill her lover, and he fled with his young bride, with the pair lucky to escape with their lives. Saltykova then turned her anger towards her female serfs, who she hated. The younger a woman was, the more she hated her. She began to abuse these women, throwing logs at them for no reason while they cleaned her house. Then, in a sadistic rage, she would torture and beat them, often to death, breaking their bones, throwing them outside into cold Moscow winters in the nude, and pouring boiling water on them. She even killed pregnant women in this manner. Saltykova only killed 3 men during the years she was killing servants, but she did enjoy torturing them by making them watch what she did to their wives. The authorities were contacted with complaints about what was going on at her estate, but with Saltykova being a well-connected member of the nobility, those who complained were punished instead. After 7 years of this behavior going unchecked, she was finally arrested when the body count could simply no longer be ignored. A 6-year investigation ensued, but most living victims were too afraid to give evidence. Authorities determined that she had killed at least 136 women and 3 men, with some victims as young as 10 years old. She was convicted of killing 38 victims, but as the death penalty had been abolished in Russia, the Empress was unsure about how to punish her. Saltykova was sentenced to be chained to a platform in Red Square while wearing a sign reading, "This woman has tortured and murdered." After an hour of the public gawking at her, Saltykova was hauled off to spend the rest of her life in the basement of a convent. While it may sound like a light punishment, the details are far worse than one might imagine. She was kept in chains in a windowless dungeon, mostly in complete darkness. The only light she would see was during mealtime, when a nun would light a candle while she ate, blowing it out when she was finished. After 11 years of this treatment, she was transferred to a room with a window where she would spit at passers-by. Saltykova lived this way until her death at the age of 71 in 1801 after 33 years of incarceration. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Darya Saltykova, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.